Join later. So, firstly, I thank you all for taking out time from your schedules and joining us here today. As one of the presenters today, I would like to take the opportunity to introduce myself. This is Ravi Sharma, Director of SOS India Private Limited, and I am joining here with our IHM coordinator, Mr. Praveen Raj, Mr. Liam, and Mr. Wouter from Nautilus Log. I would like to introduce our company, SOS India. That SOS India is IACS approved service provider for holistic IHM compliance, being initial IHM preparation, IHM maintenance, final IHM before the ship goes for recycling, IHM additional sampling as per HKC and EUSRR, and the ship specific IHM trainings. So I understand that it's a working day, so we'll try our best to keep this webinar short and to the point. And please be noted that there will be an open question and answer session at the end of the webinar. And this entire webinar is being recorded and we'll share the link on our social media platforms. So with that, Praveen, as they say, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Ravi. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I welcome everyone for today's session, and I thank you for all for taking out your time on your busy schedule and joining us here today. I am Praveen Raj Sambat Kumar, IHM Coordinator of SOS India Private Limited. Since Mr. Ravi has given a brief introduction of our company, I will go directly into today's webinar. So today we will be going on about IHM preparation and IHM maintenance. The first thing for us to get a clear view of IHM inventory of hazardous material is that this is an organized system that helps in monitoring the hazardous material on board the ship and achieving compliance with both HKC, Hong Kong Convention, and the EU SRR for safe and environmentally sound recycling. So this IHM will give an exact idea of the hazardous material location and the quantity of those which is present on board the vessel. So this is the list of hazardous material which may be present on board the vessel. For Hong Kong Convention, there are about 13 hazardous material present, and in EU SRR, additionally 2 more hazardous materials are added with a total of 15 materials present in EU SRR. Next will be the scope of IHM. For all new building ships and ongoing ships must have IHM Part 1 prepared and kept on board for further update or maintenance till the end of the ship's operational life. Once the ship has been decided to send for the recycling, further the IHM Part 2 and Part 3 will be prepared. Since the HKC has not come into force, and in the meantime, the EU SRR has came into force in 2013. So according to EU SRR, all the new ships which are flying the EU member state flag must have a valid and certified IHM on board from 1st of January 2021 till the vessel's end of operational or its operational life. So end of life ships that are going for the recycling must also have a valid and a certified IHM. Even other flagships visiting the EU ports or anchorages must also have a valid and certified IHM. Next, what we will see are the benefits of the IHM. So the benefits are the IHM ensures a safe workplace for the ship's crew and the yard personnel. The ship's crew and yard personnel can identify the hazardous material and can monitor and handle it safely. IHM of vessel can ensure the higher resale value of the vessel. It also provides an environmentally safe and sound recycling. Finally, the vessel can stay up to date in compliance with IMO regulations. So moving on to the process of initial IHM, for which the ship owner is expected to work out with his fleet. The process is divided into three categories. The first one is new building ships, existing ships, and the vessels which are due for recycling. With new building ships, mostly the shipyard is solely responsible for preparation of IHM Part 1. For existing ships, we again categorize these into two fleets. Like for the first or the vessels you already own and will stay that way. So in this case, IHM Part 1 should be prepared by a service supplier along with SOC from the class. In the second subcategory are the vessels which are handed over or taken over by your company. If we take an example of taking over a vessel along with other relevant documents, you need an approved and updated IHM from the previous owner. If you have a vessel operated with the same class, then they have certain SOC of their own and an NOC from the previous class if there is any idea of changing the class in future. After this, the class will perform an initial survey and provide a SOC, and then this IHM should be kept updated till the end of its operational life and should be ready for the renewable survey, which is held every 5 years. For the ships, the next category are the ships which are due for recycling. In this case, you need an IHM with all parts, Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3, that is including operationally generated waste and consumable source. Finally, the class will do the final survey and issue the International Ready for Recycling certificate to the ship owner. Now, let's see how does the process flow in creating the initial IHM is done. The first is to collect and assess all the plans and diagrams from the ship or ship owner. Next will be the IHM expert will prepare a visual sample check plan and send it to the class for approval. Once the class approves the VSEP, the IHM expert will take the samples on board and from the ship, and he will send these samples to the class approved laboratories. Once the lab sends the lab report, the IHM expert will compile all the infos and make a final reports stating all the machinery which contain or not contain hazmat and send it to the class for approval. So once the class approves the final report, they will provide an SOC for the ship owners. So what is to be done after the preparation of IHM Part 1? All the ship owners and ship management companies should be aware that IHM maintenance is the next crucial step to ensure a continuous compliance and avoid PSC detention and possible fines till the vessel reaches the end of its operational life. To avoid your concerns, we at SOS provide all the ship owners and management companies a holistic solution for all the IHM related solutions, including IHM maintenance. So here you can see a factual statement where we have successfully audited by the class LR for IHM maintenance, and they have issued a factual statement. Now let me give you an idea about IHM maintenance. So according to Hong Kong Convention and EU-SRR, the scope of IHM maintenance is to collect the material declaration and supplier's declaration of conformity if there are any changes from the initial IHM which was prepared previously by the IHM expert. So from the collected MDs, we can check for any hazardous material which are present on board or not and update the IHM Part 1 till the vessel reaches its operational life. The first and foremost is the IHM maintenance is carried out by designate a person or a company like SOS by the ship owner for to keep a record of changes which is being done on the initial part of the initial IHM part 1. So by maintaining the IHM during the renewal survey, the surveyor will check for the updated IHM along with the maintenance record, which was being updated by the uh, supplied company or the ship owner. So often we keep talking about ship changes which are to be recorded in the ship or not. So what are the changes we are talking about? The changes like if there are any machinery or equipment which is added, removed or replaced, or any hull coating which has been renewed. So these things will be coming under, these things will be updated in the part 1 of the ISM. So if there are any coatings, for example, the coatings in superstructure is similar to that of some other hull part, then we don't have to update the same thing which are identical to each other. So then the next one is requesting for a material declaration. Like say for example, if we are maintaining the IHM, for every changes which was for every product which has been purchased from the supplier, they should give us a material declaration along with the supplier's SDOC to state that the material which we have purchased does not contain hazardous material or contain hazardous material. So the format for the material declaration can be as shown in the figure like this. And this is the example for the supplier's declaration of conformity. So next we will clear your thoughts on my company's work on how we maintain the IHM on behalf of the ship owner. Like the first one is SOS shall be working as a designated company on behalf of the ship owner in maintaining the IHM. So we use state of the art software which is efficient in maintaining the IHM, and this an up-to-date IHM maintenance report will be available for the ship owners and or ship staff to download or review 24/7. Then the IHM expert can assess all the purchased order for any relevant information. He can review the collected information and even request for the suppliers, MDs and SDOC. Apart from IHM maintenance and IHM preparation, we also offer our services in IHM awareness training, which will help the ship's crew and yard personnel on the awareness of the hazardous material and how to monitor and handle it safely. So these are the topics which we are covering during the IHM awareness training, like introduction to IHM, the relationship between USRR and the Hong Kong Convention, the risk assessment, and so on. So here are the pictures of us conducting the IHM awareness training in one of the yards in Alang, India, actually. So these are like 2 days training course. The first day will be the theoretical part, and the second day will be the onboard training, actually. So we also offer our services in the preparation of IHM gap analysis. Nowadays, we are aware that the most of the IHM reports are done when the ship is in operation. Due to the operation constraints and inaccessibility to the areas, in some cases, we just put those checks as PCHM, which is potentially containing hazardous material. So, potentially containing hazardous material may not say that it is contained with hazardous material. So in this case, when the ship comes for the recycling, we should just make sure that these materials are contained or not contained. So in this case, the gap analysis is like taking additional sampling and testing for checking whether the set um, checks are contained with hazardous material or not. So here are some of the gap analysis projects which we did on behalf of the recycling yards and submitted to the EU for audit, and these were accepted. And we have been following for a quite few time in this gap analysis, and we have made so many for so many yards and ships, actually. So the service direction of the SOS right now is like we provide you with a holistic end-to-end solution for complete IHM compliance, and we are IACS approved IHM service supplier, and we offer you a complete transparency, a total accountability, and an absolute confidentiality for whatever work we do. And we are ISO certified, and we offer our service in best quality with the most economical service charges, actually. I will thank you all again for your valuable time and your kind support. Finally, I also thank Mr. Ravi for giving me this opportunity to present you all on the solutions relating to the IHM. If you have any queries or doubts, you can ask at the end of the presentation, or you can also contact us at the email ID which we are